Welcome to the video. First, we set the stage. If you are a high earner juggling aggressive savings goals, childcare costs, and a 7% mortgage, the key question is where to deploy each extra dollar. Should you eliminate high-interest debt for a guaranteed return, or should you chase long-term tax benefits and investment growth? In this video, we will provide a structured, step-by-step decision framework rooted in guaranteed returns, tax optimization, and liquidity management. We will also include a disclaimer to ensure you understand this is educational content, not individualized advice. Next, here is our agenda. We will begin with the high-income dilemma, then move to a practical priority order that balances guaranteed returns and tax strategy. After that, we will explore the trade-off between debt paydown and deferred retirement contributions beyond your employer match. We will clarify why the backdoor Roth IRA is considered non-negotiable for many high earners. We will then discuss optimizing liquidity with high-yield savings accounts and short-term treasury bills. We will visualize allocation examples using diagrams, and finally, we will reinforce your learning with quick quizzes. Moving forward, let us define the dilemma. A 7% mortgage represents a guaranteed, risk-free return if you pay it down early. Meanwhile, investing beyond your employer match or pursuing tax strategies like the backdoor Roth IRA can potentially yield long-term benefits and tax-free growth. The challenge is sequencing these moves to protect cash flow today while optimizing lifetime wealth. To anchor the discussion, this flowchart shows a practical decision order. First, always capture your full employer 401k match. This is typically the highest immediate return available. Next, ensure your emergency fund is set, ideally around $50,000 or tailored to your household risk. Then, if you have high-interest debt such as a 7% mortgage, prioritize aggressive paydown. That move produces a guaranteed, risk-free return that stabilizes cash flow. After that, execute a backdoor Roth IRA to lock in tax-free growth. Subsequently, maximize all remaining tax-advantaged space, and only then allocate surplus dollars to a taxable brokerage. Throughout, track expenses monthly to confirm how much cash you truly have available for these steps. Now, let us lay out the step-by-step priority order. 1. Capture your full 401k match. 2. Bring your emergency fund to about $50,000, ideally in a high-yield savings account or short-term treasury bills. 3. Aggressively prepay your 7% mortgage or any debt above 6%. 4. Execute the backdoor Roth IRA annually. 5. Maximize remaining 401k, IRA, or HSA if eligible. 6. Deploy surplus to a taxable brokerage with a low-cost, diversified allocations. 7. Automate these transfers and payments to reduce decision fatigue. 8. Continually track spending with granular categories to reveal your true free cash flow. Before we go deeper, a quick disclaimer. This content is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial, tax, or legal advice. Your situation is unique, including your marginal tax rates, benefits, goals, and risk tolerance. Please consult a qualified financial planner or tax professional before making decisions. Next, let us visualize a sample monthly allocation. In this example, we allocate 10% to the employer match, 10% to topping up the emergency fund if needed, 45% to extra mortgage prepayments, 15% to the backdoor Roth IRA, 10% to remaining tax-advantaged space, and 10% to a taxable brokerage. This is illustrative and should be adjusted to your cash flow and benefits. The key point is sequencing. Secure match, secure cash, crush high-interest debt, lock in tax-free growth, then expand tax-advantaged and finally taxable accounts. Meanwhile, compare two simplified scenarios. First, aggressive 7% debt paydown typically improves monthly cash flow sooner and carries low risk because the return is guaranteed by the interest you avoid. Tax benefits are limited immediately, but interest avoided over 3 years could be in a broad range depending on loan size and extra payment consistency. Second, investing beyond the match offers potentially higher long-term returns and tax benefits, but adds market risk and may not improve short-term cash flow. These figures are illustrative, not predictions, and real outcomes depend on your balance, interest accrual, contribution limits, tax brackets, and market performance. Moreover, the backdoor Roth IRA is a powerful tool for high earners who are phased out of direct Roth contributions. The logic is straightforward. contribute to a traditional IRA, and promptly convert to a Roth IRA, aiming to avoid the pro rata rule by keeping pre-tax IRA balances at zero or rolling them into an employer plan when possible. Maintain accurate documentation, especially Form 8606. The result is tax-free growth and tax-free withdrawals later, which hedges against uncertain future tax regimes. Align the backdoor Roth with your 401k contributions, HSA if eligible, and any equity compensation timing. Quiz time. With a 7% mortgage, after you have secured your 401k match and set your emergency fund, which action usually delivers a guaranteed, risk-free return? Option A. Invest all extra cash in a taxable brokerage. Option B. Aggressively pay down the 7% mortgage. Option C. Skip the backdoor Roth IRA. Option D. Purchase long-duration speculative assets. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section. The correct answer is B. Aggressively paying down a 7% mortgage yields a risk-free return equal to the rate you avoid, which immediately strengthens your cash flow and midterm security. Next, consider this timeline. Phase 1 during months 0 through 3 focuses on capturing the employer match and confirming the emergency fund in high-yield savings or short-term treasuries. Phase 2 during months 4 through 24 emphasizes aggressive mortgage prepayments while executing the backdoor Roth annually. Phase 3 in month 25 and beyond maxes out all remaining tax-advantaged space and then builds taxable investments. Expense tracking continues throughout to ensure accurate deployment of cash. Furthermore, a strong liquidity strategy matters. Maintain about $50,000 or an amount tailored to your needs for emergencies. Place it in a high-yield savings account for immediate access, and consider short-term treasury bills for low risk and potential state tax advantages. Ladder maturities to keep cash flexible. The goal is to avoid idle cash drag so that your safety net earns a reasonable yield while remaining liquid. Now compare the trade-off beyond the employer match. On the left, directing extra funds to a 7% mortgage produces a guaranteed return and gradually improves monthly cash flow while reducing exposure to volatility. It also shortens the payoff horizon. On the right, prioritizing additional 401k contributions or taxable investing may produce higher expected returns with tax benefits, but introduces market risk and delays cash flow improvements. The right choice depends on your risk tolerance, timeline, and the value you place on certainty. Another quick quiz. Where should a $50,000 plus emergency fund typically be deployed to remain liquid yet productive? Option A. A checking account with near zero yield. Option B. High-yield savings and/or short-term treasury bills. Option C. Long-term, illiquid private investments. Option D. High-fee, actively traded products. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section. The correct answer is B. High-yield savings accounts and short-term treasury bills maintain liquidity while generating a competitive, low-risk yield suitable for emergency funds. To recap the essentials, capture your employer match first. Maintain a robust emergency fund in high-yield savings or short-term treasuries. Treat prepaying a 7% mortgage as a guaranteed return. Execute the backdoor Roth IRA to secure tax-free growth. Maximize remaining tax-advantaged accounts, and then invest in taxables. Throughout, track expenses to know your true deployable cash. In closing, prioritize guaranteed, risk-free returns before chasing uncertain ones. Use the backdoor Roth IRA annually to hedge against future tax uncertainty. Keep liquidity accessible while earning via high-yield savings or short-term treasuries. Finally, automate and track so your plan remains consistent despite busy schedules and changing markets. Finally, thank you for watching. If this framework clarified your next steps, please like the video, share it with a friend who is navigating similar choices, and subscribe for more practical strategy content. Share your own plan and questions in the comments so others can learn from your approach as well.